Two young fellows from the crowd arm themselves with whips, intending to flog her, one from each side. "On the muzzle! Hit her on the muzzle! Right along the eyes! Right along the eyes!" Mikolka shouts. "Hey, you guys!" somebody shouts from the wagon. "Let's have a song!" And everybody in the wagon joins in. There's a rowdy song, the clash of tambourines, shrill whistling during the refrains. The peasant woman goes on, cracking nuts and laughing. The little boy runs up to the mare. He runs out in front of her. He sees how she's being whipped right around the eyes. Right around the eyes, he weeps. His heart heaves, his tears flow. A blow glances across his face, but he doesn't feel it. He wrings his hands, he shouts. He pushes away toward the old gray beard, shaking his head, disapproving of all this. A woman takes him by the hand and tries to lead him off, but he tears himself away and runs back to the horse. She is on her last legs, but once again starts to kick. "You damn bloody devil!" Mikolka screams out in a fury. He throws away his whip, bends down, and fishes a long, thick shaft out from the bottom of the wagon, taking hold of it by one end with both hands. With an effort, he swings it over the sorrel. The shouts go up. "He's gonna let her have it! He's gonna kill her! It's my business!" Mikolka yells, and he brings the shaft down with all his might. There's a sound of a heavy blow. Voices shout from the crowd, "Whip her! Whip her! Why stop?" Mikolka swings again, and another blow comes down on the back of the unfortunate mare. She sinks back on her haunches, only to leap up again. She strains and strains with all the strength that she has left, trying first in one direction and then in the other to move the wagon. But whichever side she tries, however, she's met with 6 whips. And the shaft rises again and falls a third, and then a fourth time, slowly with great force. Mikolka's furious at not being able to kill her with one blow. "She's got a lot of spunk!" they shout. One of the sports shouts from the crowd, She's had it now. This is the end of her." And someone else shouts, "Go get an axe! Finish her off quick!" "He bugs you, crapper!" Mikolka shouts furiously at the mare. "Let me through!" He throws down the shaft, bends down to the wagon, and again comes up with a crowbar. "Watch it!" he shouts, and with all his might deals the poor horse a shattering blow. The mare staggers, sits back, is about to try pulling again, but the bar comes down with full force on her back. She falls to the ground as though all 4 legs had been knocked out from under her at once. Beside himself, Mikolka, leaping up into the wagon, yells, "Let her have it!" A few drunk, red-faced young fellows grab what comes their way, whips, canes, a shaft, and run up to the dying mare. Mikolka stands to one side and starts beating her across the back at random with a crowbar. The mare stretches out her muzzle, draws a heavy breath, and dies. "You butchered her!" they shout from the crowd. "Why wouldn't she gallop?" "It's my business," Mikolka shouts, the crowbar in his hands, his eyes all bloodshot. He stands there as though he were sorry there was nothing more to whip. "Well, anybody can see you're no Christian," comes from a hubbub of voices in the crowd. But by now the poor boy is beside himself. With a shout, he plunges through the crowd to the sorrel, embraces her dead, blood-stained muzzle, and he kisses her. He kisses her on the eyes, on the mouth. Suddenly he leaps up and he flings himself on Mikolka, striking out in a frenzy with his fists. At that moment, his father, who has been pursuing him for some time, catches hold of him at last and carries him out of the crowd. "Let's go," his father says to him. "Let's go home." Daddy, why? Why did they? The poor horsey, they killed her." He sobs, but his breath catches. The words come as cries from his heaving breast. "They're drunk. They're fooling around. It's not our business. Let's go," his father says. He throws his arm around his father, but his chest feels very tight. He wants to draw a breath, to cry out, and he wakes up. He woke up drenched in sweat. His hair was damp with sweat, and he was panting, and he rose in terror. Thank God it was only a dream.